Hello. If you've been newly diagnosed with glaucoma or you've had the diagnosis for a while and you're still trying to figure your way out or figure out how you're going to live with this, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm trying to figure out there's an emotional part of once you're told that you have this disease and that it's not going away, they can't slow it. Well, they can slow it down with eye pressure, and that's what they're trying to do. But when you look, there's some fear when a doctor finally diagnoses you with it, and then on top of it, if you have cataracts or retinal damage, or there's all kinds of eye problems, and it's like, if it was something else, we could deal with it easier. If it was a cancer, or if it was some kind of blockage, or you know anything else but the eyes. It's like, how how do you deal with the eyes? There's really not a whole lot of exercises, or there's a lot of information out there that doctors have thankfully put on YouTube, that we can go down that rabbit hole and just get all the information we can, which is wonderful. When I was younger, we didn't have the internet. We just had books and word of mouth and that. But, things have progressed a lot since then. I'm 74. I'll be 75 this year. And so I've seen a lot of, when I was a young girl, we didn't have internet or cell phones. Or I remember when I worked for UPS, we didn't even have radios in our trucks. We had to stop and find a payphone or ask a customer if we could use their landline. So, a lot has changed. And, I guess science has helped things, but still, there's that emotional fear of, what am I going to do? How am I going to handle this? Do I do exactly what the science and the doctors say, or do I take the more holistic route and, do what they've been doing for thousands of years? Um, do these eye drops that they're prescribing? I have tons of questions. Do they hurt you? Do they have side effects? Yeah, all kinds of medicine made in a lab you'd think would have some kind of side effect, and are they going to really disclose it? I know there's, like, if you're on any other medication, will it interfere with that? All these questions, weigh on us, and that can increase our eye pressure, any kind of stress or emotional things. One of the things is unshed tears. We were discussing this. We weren't discussing it. I was watching a therapist. She was talking about glaucoma and emotional trauma that you've had in your past. And that, like, I remember as a little girl getting a whipping and saying, now you don't cry. You stop that, and just trying to hold it in and not cry. And, that carries on into our adulthood. And sometimes we don't even realize it, how it has affected us. Well, that can cause, she was saying, that kind of abuse can cause high pressure because you keep holding in. It's unshed tears. So cry more. I guess that'll release it, which I have a hard time doing. But, things like that. And it's like it happens so fast and it's permanent. You're going to live with this disease for the rest of your life. And how am I going to deal with this? So I've done kind of a deep dive into the supplements, and I've got like a whole cupboard full of supplements now. And I thought, well, this is crazy. I don't want to take a handful of supplements for the rest of my life. So for me, myself, I kind of simplified it. Take vitamin C, because our eye does bathe in vitamin C. So I take 1,000 mgs of that, and vitamin D3, because I had blood tests and I am deficient in that. And that would be good to get your blood test and know what vitamins you're deficient in. And, just kind of take a deep breath. That's what I had to do. Take a deep breath and say, okay, I'm going to do this responsibly and not emotionally, and try to pick the right road or to pick the right path, because, it's scary thinking about losing your sight. Maybe I can't drive. I know that night glare, I'm going to have to get some kind of, they make these special glasses I'm going to order that helps the glare at night so that you can still drive. I can still drive. But at nighttime, the glare kind of makes it hard. So, and then I just kind of focus on one small habit at a time. And the rebounder is good at uh, resting, resting our eyes, and then the blue light. And there's all kinds of things to consider that make this journey kind of complicated at first. And then I think if we just kind of ease into it and support each other, uh, we can have maybe not make it so bad. And I think that stress helps. If we can get rid of the stress, like through exercise, go for a walk, deep breathing, drinking good water, and, taking care of ourselves, because the little veins in our eyes and that, if they're not working right, maybe bigger veins in our rest of our body needs it. Um, I'm fortunate I'm not on any medication except for the eye drops, and I'm really having questions about those. If they're really, they were developed in a lab, they're not from any kind of natural thing. So I just have questions, like I'm sure you do too. If there is a way to comment, I think I do have a place on my choices underneath my videos where you can comment. I tried to figure out how to do that. Like I say, I'm brand new at this YouTube thing, brand new at videoing. So, this journey is to find my tribe, to find my people that are, have the same questions and are wanting some answers. And I'm retired, so I can spend a little bit more time than, say, someone that's, still working and has this disease. So if we can stick together and, you know, kind of support each other along the way, it would make it better. And your comments, questions, whatever, that way give me a place to research. But I just kind of wanted to chat a little bit and tell you that, you're not alone, that there's, I guess, millions of people that have this disease. And they call it the silent eye thing, like high blood pressure is the silent stroke. You can have a stroke or heart attack or something and you don't feel it, because glaucoma doesn't hurt. You don't you don't notice anything, so until they say until it's too late. And once you lose your vision in that the eyeball thing where they show the little boxes, around your eye, and once they turn black, there's no coming back. But if they're in the gray area, they're finding that certain things will help that not only arrest it, but maybe reverse it before it turns black. So that's encouraging, and to know where to go for all these studies, and just how to live with it from day to day. I take my vitamin C, do some rebounder, do some walking, make sure I eat good, wholesome leafy greens, and I have my green juice every day, and omega-3s, and keeping it simple. These supplements, I have a whole list of them, and I'll share them with you, on what the supplement is, what the science has shown, how it helps glaucoma, and the dosage, I think, is what it is. And so I have that, and I'll be posting that soon for you. But there's like probably 20 of them. Oh, and I do teas. The fennel tea and the green tea help with glaucoma. So anyway, I hope this has helped. I hope I can reach out and help at least one person, somebody to help make them feel a little bit better and that you're not alone. There's lots of people that are looking for support, and I hope that maybe I could be some kind of encouragement to you. So remember to be kind to yourself and to be kind to others. See you next time.